Hello Maker, I'm Kong and welcome to 3D Didactics, where we are on a journey to learn how to turn any thought to anything using freely available 3D technologies. In this first episode, we'll start off with the most simple, yet also most mysterious and popular shape of all, the circle. It's a shape that fascinated ancient astronomers who observed the sun and the moon. It inspired religious symbols such as the halos or the Ouroboros. It revolutionized modern machineries, from the wheels, the gears, or the ball bearings. And even in today's digital world, the circle is still everywhere, especially in the popular form of, you guessed it, emojis. By the end of this episode, you will be able to design all of these emoji balls from scratch with nothing but a web browser. The designs are 100% free, and we will show you exactly how they can be 3D printed either online or offline for less than $10. As a bonus, at the end, we will share how you can contribute to charity by simply applying what you have learned in this episode and participating in some fun challenges. All we need is 30 minutes and your undivided attention. You ready? Let's get right into it. In this episode, we'll learn how to break down an object into basic 3D shapes, how to get started with Onshape and its fundamental 3D design tools. Last but not least, we will also learn how to 3D print our design using online service providers such as Treatstock and iMaterialize. Even though each emoji design was very different from each other, they shared the following features: a round head, eyes, and a mouth. But how do we even make a spherical head? That's where Onshape comes in. Onshape is the 3D design software. While there are many options out there, Onshape is my personal favorite. It's free, runs directly on a web browser, and is suitable for both beginners and pros alike. To get started, go to onshape.com, click on pricing, scroll all the way down for the two free options, either Students and Educator or Hobbyists and Makers program, and sign up. Once you've signed up and logged into Onshape, here's the first screen that we'll see. To start our project, click Create, Document. Here we can put a name to our project. I'm simply going to type episode 1. Then we'll be transferred into a new page where all of our 3D design work happens. So I would recommend that we focus on two things: the center of the white screen and top left 3 icons only, and ignore everything else. So why are these 3 icons important? First, in Onshape, almost everything starts with the sketch function. For example, let's say we sketch a circle. Then if we take this circle and slide it along a straight line, then we get a cylinder. If we take the same circle and then spin it around a pole, then we get a sphere. In Onshape, the sliding is called Extrude and the spinning is called Revolve. Along with Sketch, Extrude, and Revolve are the 3 fundamental tools that we'll frequently come back to in all of our 3D designs. So let's get cracking and see how they really work. We start with making a sphere representing our round emoji head. First, click on Sketch, then you'll notice that a prompt just came up saying select a sketch plane. Sketch planes are the 3 squarish things labeled front, top, and right in the middle of the screen. They are essentially blank pieces of paper for us to sketch on. Pick any of the three, let's say front, but keep your eye on this top bar and you'll see that the moment I click the front plane, all these buttons light up. These buttons are tools to help us sketch basic shapes from straight lines to rectangles, circles, and arcs, and many more. For now, let's focus on circle and click on this button. Now, every circle has a center point and we need to anchor this center somewhere. Now, conveniently, we have a pre-made anchor point on the screen called the origin. Click on it to anchor the center of the circle, then move the mouse away, and then click again. We now have a basic circle, and in order to make the sphere, we'll need to sketch a pole for the circle to spin around. So next we click on the line tool. Now every line has a start point and an end point, and we'll need to anchor these. Let's anchor the start point of the line to the top of the circle, and then anchor the end point to the bottom of the circle. To escape this tool, tap on the escape key on your keyboard. Now we can tell Onshape how big we want our circle to be in real life by giving it a size number, aka a dimension. Click on a dimension tool, which is all the way on the right on the bar. Then we click on the circle, move our mouse away, and click once again. Now we type in the number 30 and press enter on the keyboard. We've now set the size of this circle to be 30 millimeters in diameter. You then click on the green tick, and just to double check that our units are correct, we click on this button up here, workspace units, and this says millimeters. We are all set. And you have now created your first complete 2D sketch in Onshape. Congratulations! The final step to make our round emoji head is to spin or revolve our sketch circle. Let's click on revolve. Here we are asked to select faces or sketch regions to revolve. So let's select just one half of the sketch circle. Then up next we'll click on this box. We're asked to select the axis to revolve around. So we'll select the line that we sketched to be the axis, aka the pole. Finally, we just make sure the revolve type is full. Click on the green tick. Now just a quick troubleshooting tip: if during the revolve setup we selected both halves of the circle instead of just one, the problem is that they may clash into each other's paths as they spin around the pole. And as Onshape wants to avoid clashes, it will cause an error, just like this. Now if you encounter this problem, go to the red highlighted revolve feature, right click, edit, and then deselect the areas before and select just one half of the circle. And voila! You have now created your first complete 3D shape in Onshape. Nice one! To create our emoji eyes, we'll start with a sketch, just like before. So we'll first click on sketch, then we'll pick the same plane as we used in the first half, which is the front plane. Now in order to view this plane directly so that we can make our sketches easier, we'll go to the cube on this right hand side and click on front. As you can see, the view rotated directly in front of our sphere. And we'll zoom in by scrolling our mid-mouse scroll button. We're nice and close. We'll start making the eyes. First, we pick the circle tool right up here. And as before, we will need to anchor the center of the circle first. So pick a point here near the top quadrant of the face. Click once, then we drag our mouse out and click once we're happy with the size. Similarly, to make the second eye on the other side, we move our mouse near the center of the first eye and drag sideways. And as you can see, it's helping us to stay level with the first eye. Then where we're happy to place the center of the second eye, we click once. Similarly, we drag the mouse out and click again once we're happy with the size. For the mouth, let's make a smiley, which consists of two curves. And for this, we use a new sketch tool. This tool is called Arc, and it's right next to the circle tool right here. And we'll expand this drop-down list. As you can see, there are multiple arc tools. Let's pick the center point arc, which is most convenient for us now. And as you can see in the description on the right, it's showing us how we may use this tool. And for this, we essentially have to place the center point then the starting point, then the end point. So let's click on this tool now, and we need to place the center point of the arc, which let's pick the center of the face. Then I move my mouse, then where I'm happy to place the starting point of the arc, I'll click once. I'll move my mouse again to the other side, and where I'm happy with the end point, I'll click for the last time. Now, in order to make the top lip of the mouth, I'll make another arc, and for this I'll move my mouse up above the first center, maybe about here. Click once to place the center, move my mouse down somewhere on the first arc. I'll click once and I move the line to the other side and click twice. Quick troubleshooting tip is that if there's a gap in between these two curves, then Onshape cannot be sure what the shape of the mouth should be like, and it will cause an error. And so to prevent this, we should zoom in and make sure that the end of this second arc is touching or go past the first arc, so that we have a continuous line all the way around here amongst the two curves, so that we can make a good mouth. Now normally we would then add dimensions to all these sketch features so that they are fully defined, but to make it easier to edit, we'll leave them undefined and nicely flexible for now. So for example, click escape to get out of this arc tool, and we can click the center of the eye and move it around to see where we're happy for the eyes to be. Similar with the arc, we can click the center of the arc and move it up and down to see how big the shape of the mouth we want it to be. Once we're happy, we can release it and click the green tick. Now that we have the sketch completed, we can carve the eyes and mouth's shape into our spherical emoji head. To do this, we'll use the Extrude tool, which is up here. As it is a versatile tool, there are many options. Using the same sketch, we can create a new shape, adding a new shape to an existing shape, remove a shape from an existing shape, and much more. But as we're looking to cut out the eyes and mouth shapes, let's go to the Remove tab. Here, the first box asks us what shape we would like to cut out. So let's select Sketch 2, which we just completed. Now the second box asks how far we would like to cut. And so let's click on the drop-down list and select Through All, which means we'd like the cut to go through the entire head. Now if we hold down the right mouse on the blank screen and rotate to the other side, we'll notice that the cut did extend all the way from our front plane, but only in one direction, at the back of the head. In order to also cut through the head in the other direction, we need to come back to the dialog box and tick this option second end position. And similarly, we'll click the drop down, select Through All. As you can see now, the sketch is now cut through both the front and the back of our head, all the way through. Now we're complete. Let's click on the green tick, and you have now created your first complete 3D cut in Onshape, and also your first unique emoji ball, the only one of its kind in the world. Feel free to zoom in and out with your scroll mouse wheel and rotate all around with the right click holding down to admire your own creation in glorious 3D. Congratulations! Here we are at the final step, how to turn your 3D model into a real 3D object. Now to ensure that your 3D model can be read by whichever online 3D printing service or 3D printer software that you choose, we need to convert your Onshape model into a widely used file format called STL. Now to do this, we simply go to right-click on this first tab and click on Export. We can edit the file name, and here I'm gonna say Smiley 3D Emoji, and select the format. On the drop-down list, there are many formats, but let's make sure that we have STL. Leave the STL format as it is. Then for units, we simply double check that it is as expected, which is in millimeter, and we can leave everything else the same and click OK, and you would have had the STL downloaded to your computer, ready for use. If you don't have a 3D printer at home, simply upload the STL file you just downloaded to an online 3D printing service of your choice and follow their ordering process. Now, there are many great services out there. Personally, my top 2 recommendations would be either TreatStock for anyone who wants to print standard hobbyist models, or iMaterialize for people who need higher-end professional models. TreatStock is great for hobbyists because they have a good range of standard materials available, from PLA, ABS, PETG to wood-filled, etc. There are also many color options available, and in terms of price, they're relatively cheap, with our Smiley model here costing just under $8 including delivery. What makes iMaterialize great for professionals is because despite their generally higher price, they offer a wide range of engineering and exotic materials, from nylon SLS all the way down to steel, gold, and even titanium. They also offer professional finishes from polishing, velveting, and even waterproofing. What's more, they offer proper design guides and technical specs on each of the materials that they offer. And of course, last but not least, they also ship worldwide via UPS. If you do have a printer at home or at work, simply import the STL file into your favorite slicer software. I would recommend the print settings to be 0.1mm layer height, adding support on one face of the 3D emoji. And as for materials, any material should work fine. And if you like the look of the material I used in this video, check out PLA Elixir Gold Rush from Polyalchemy. Happy printing! Congratulations on sticking all the way till the end. In this episode, we've learned how to break down an object into basic 3D shapes, how to get started with Onshape and its fundamental 3D design tools, and last but not least, we also learned how to 3D print our design using online service providers such as TreatStock and iMaterialize. Now, with the core design complete, you can go even further. Using the tools that we've learned so far, there are many ways to modify and improve your design. A few example ideas that we challenge you to work on. Challenge number 1, create new emoji expressions. Using circle and arc sketches, can you now create different combinations of eyes and mouth shapes? Examples include, but not limited to, smiley face, scared face, sad face, or wink face. Challenge number 2, adding ring loop. Using Revolve and Extrude cut feature, can you add a loop on top of the emoji ball so it can now be hung onto necklace, key rings, etc. Challenge number 3, use creatively. What use can you think of for your emoji ball? Can you use it to spice up your board games, wear it, or simply gift it to someone to brighten up their day? Go wild and share all your ideas. The only rule we have is that you must use Onshape and use only the tools that we have learned in this episode as summarized in the table here. When you're done, please send your designs to 3dactics@gmail.com
by the 23rd of May 2021.
The simplest and most creative designs will be showcased on our next video. To share your 3D model from Onshape, go to the top right corner of your Onshape screen, click on Share, go to Link Sharing, and click Turn on Link Sharing. And now you'll have a direct link to your document in 3D design from which you can copy and send it directly by email. Moreover, for every person that participates in any of these challenges, we will donate £1 to the Effective Altruism Funds. Last but certainly not least, we'd like to hear your thoughts. How did you find this episode? Was there anything you particularly like or dislike? What are you excited to see in our future episodes? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember, here at 3Dactics, we're not just about learning, we're about taking action. So go build that emoji ball and share it with the world. Till next time, peace.